Hey guys, we're going to get started at the top of our mats today. So just taking your feet just underneath those hips, hands to heart center, and then letting your eyes just gently close. So just finding a few deep grounding breaths in through the nose and out through your mouth. Really feeling the soles of the feet planting down firmly onto your mat. Your shoulders just softening, feeling the connections of the palms against one another. Feeling that tailbone slightly tucking under, the core just gently engaging. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Just being connected to your breath, soft in the knees, connected to the floor. So really feel every part of the foot touching down on the mat. Notice if there's more weight in the heels, more weight in the fronts of the feet. See if you can slightly lift the toes, spread them apart, and place them back down. Tune into your back body and see how everything feels just here. No judgment, just notice. On your next inhale, just slightly blinking the eyes back open. Using an inhale to sweep and reach the arms to the sky, taking hold of one wrist as you exhale across to one side. So as you inhale, come back to the center. Exhale across to the other side. Inhale to the center. As you exhale, sweep the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Squeeze the palms, lift the chest, your heart space, and open. So just find a few deep breaths here. Keeping those palms together. If the hands don't reach, you can just place them on the lower back and open from there. And then start to bend into your knees ever so slightly. Keep the weight pushing out into your heels, the tailbone tucking, the core engaging, just slightly sinking, almost into a chair-like pose. From here, you're going to drop your chest to your thighs, lift the hips to the sky or keep the knees bent as your arms continue to reach over. Start to tuck your chin towards your chest and hug everything in tightly, your thighs and your tummy to touch. Keep those arms being really heavy over the body. From here, you're going to bend the knees, sink the bum low. As you inhale, lift the chest, unhook the hands into a chair pose. Reaching through your fingertips, but try not to lean forward. Lift the heart space. As you exhale, place those hands down to the floor. Left foot's going to step back, dropping the knee to the mat. Inhale the arms to the sky, reach for your low lunge. Exhale the hands behind the back again. Interlace or let the hands rest on the lower back as you lift the chest. Exhale those hands to the floor. Inhale, lengthen your front leg. Press the toes to the mat, sink for your half splits. Adjust how you need, if you need some pillows underneath the hands, some cushions. Toes as firmly down as I'll let you press. Chest sinking down towards the thigh if it wants to. And then begin to breathe here through your nose. 2 more deep breaths, in and out through the nose. Next, inhale, press back into your front knee. Standing back up to the top of your mat. Let everything be heavy. Inhale, reach to the sky, lift tall. Exhale, your hands back and behind you. Interlace the fingers, lift the chest. Exhale, bend into those knees, soften and sink. Drop the chest to the thighs, chin to chest as you lengthen the tailbone to the sky, pulling your arms over your head. Exhale the bum towards the floor. Inhale, lift the chest, find your chair pose. Reach through those fingertips, energetic pose. Exhale the hands to the mat, right foot back, low lunge. Inhale, sweep into the sky, or if you're there already, stay just there. Exhale the hands behind, interlace, lift the chest. Exhale, fingertips to the floor, lengthen your half splits for your left side. Again, adjust cushions, pillows, chest to thigh, head falling. Or just finding the hands further back. Breathing deeply. Again, as that inhale comes, press back into that front knee. This time, step the left foot back to meet your right. Sink into your child's pose. Feel the forehead just gently touch to the mat. Maybe a slight rock comes into your hips from side to side. Soften your shoulders, your upper arms, your elbows into your lower arms. Feel the palms just pressing against the mat. Inhale back to your hands and your knees. Take your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Now from here you can take it as wide as you want it to be off of the mat, or it can stay on the mat, just depends how your hips are feeling today. Keep that back thigh or the back hip very energetic and lifted away from the mat. Inhale the left arm to the sky, opening the chest space. Exhale the hand to the floor. Inhale, lift the back knee. And from here, feel those opposite pulling directions. So really press into that front knee, but drive that right heel back and behind you. Reach through the crown of the head as if you're lengthening through your whole spine. Deep breath, soften those shoulders, soften that upper middle back area. So from here, we're going to step it back into a downward dog. Lift the hips, plant that left foot down to meet your right. Just find a gentle walk from side to side in those legs. From here, we're going to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand, dropping that back knee when it gets there. So again, pressing into that front knee, that left hip lifted. Inhale the right arm to the sky, open up the chest space. Exhale the hand to the floor. Inhale the back knee off, your lizard lunge, pressing firmly to that front knee, energetic into that left heel as it draws behind you. Head reaching forward, tailbone pulling back. Breathing down your whole back body. Exhale, step it back to your downward dog, lift those hips high. Find some soft movement. Letting the head drop heavy and the shoulders just soften. So as you inhale, lift your gaze, roll through to your plank. Your chaturanga, those elbows hugging in your body, slowly lowering, pause as your shoulders and elbows come in line. As you inhale, lift the chest, let the hips and the thighs sink to the floor. Find your upward dog or your cobra. Exhale back into a child's pose. Hips to heels, head to the floor, softness into the back. So here for options, you can either take your palms together, bend at the elbows as your thumbs rest into the nape of your neck. If you'd rather, you can take the hands across to your opposite shoulder blades, and again, just let the shoulders and the back soften. So whichever one feels best for you. If neither feels right, just keep those hands out in front of you. Deep breaths, imagining your armpits are going to fall to the floor. Place the hands back down to the mat if they're not already there. As you inhale, roll up to your hands and your knees, and those hands should be slightly in front of the shoulders. As you exhale, you're just going to sink back to your child's pose. Keep those arms long and stretched out in front. Inhale up to hands and knees, arms a little further apart than they need to be. Exhale, sink back. So I'll add something else onto this one. Inhale up to all fours. This exhale, you're going to sink the thighs to the floor, keep the arms long and lengthened. As you inhale, lift the chest, hug those shoulders back for your upward dog. Exhale, roll all the way back round into your child's pose. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, thighs sink. Inhale, lift and lengthen through your upper body. Exhale, back to your child's pose. Twice more through. Inhale, up to hands and knees. Exhale, thighs sink. Inhale, arms lengthen, lift the chest, upward dog. Exhale, child's pose. One more time through. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, sink the thighs. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, back to a down dog this time. Tuck those toes, lift those hips. Find some soft movement. This inhale, look forwards. Step or hop the feet to the hands. Rise to your flat back, whether it's fingertips or hands to shins. Pausing just there. As you exhale, ragdoll, soften to the floor. Inhale, bend the knees, come up to standing, reach tall, lift the gaze. Exhale your hands to your heart. Closing down the eyes, grounding back into the soles of the feet. Tuning back into your body. Tuning into your mind. Being with the breath, being with the movement. Squeeze your feet just a little wider than hip width apart if you feel like you need to be for your chair pose. As you bend those knees, sweep the fingertips as if they're going to touch the mat. Lift up into your chair pose, your heart space reaching forward, those arms pulling back to open the chest. Exhale your hands to the mat. So I'm going to take the right foot back behind us. And as you get there, plant the heel flat to the floor. Inhale, lift into your warrior two. So that front knee is going to press either over that front ankle or just on top of it. The right toes are facing the long end of your mat. Your fingertips are really energetic, especially in that right hand. And your gaze, your drishti, is on your front left finger. Middle finger, sorry. Soften and sink. Feel your hips opening up, inner thighs just engaged. So from here we're going to lengthen the front leg completely. Start to reach as far forward as you can. Try not to bend into this knee, almost like lock it out slightly. Reach, reach, reach into your triangle pose. Once you can't go any further, imagine someone's trying to stack these hips on top of each other. Let your left hand drop towards the floor and that right arm stacked to the sky. If you need, you can put a cushion so it's just rested underneath that hand so it doesn't feel as intense. You can rest your hand onto your shin, but just don't put too much pressure on your knee. Really use the core, so imagine you're lengthening both sides of your body, especially that left side. On your next exhale, look to the floor. As you inhale, bend that back front knee, bring yourself back to your warrior two. This inhale, slightly reach forwards, bend that knee still. Left elbow to the knee, right arm reaching over the head. Your extended side angle. If you want to make it a little harder, you're going to lengthen this left arm out in front, imagining you're holding a beach ball over your head. Breathing deeply. Exhale the elbow back down. Inhale back to your warrior two. Deep breaths just here. We're going to take it on to the other side, so if you do need to move your camera, do. We're going to pull the left toes to the long end of the mat. Point the right toes now to the short end of the mat. Reach to your fingertips. Sink into your front knee, your warrior two, Virabhadrasana. B. Find your focus, your breath. Inhale, lengthen your right leg. Again, sort of lock that knee. Imagine you're pulling your left hip over your right as you reach through those fingertips. Really lengthen that right side as well as your left. Reach, reach, reach. Once you can't go any further, right hand drops towards the floor. Left arm energetic to the sky. So imagine you're a piece of toast going into a toaster and you don't want to get burnt. You want to create that really narrow shape with your whole body. Deep breaths. Exhale to look down. Inhale back to your warrior two. Sinking gently to that front knee. Inhale, slightly reach. Exhale the front elbow to the knee, the left arm over the head. Extended side angle. Again, your option to make it a little more challenging, that right arm's then going to energetically reach out in front, creating that long lengthened body through your right side, holding that beach ball. Deep breaths. As you exhale the right elbow to the knee, inhale back to your warrior two. Great way to build some heat in your body. This inhale, lengthen that front leg, point the toes to the long end of the mat. Hands are going to come to the hips. Push the bum back behind you as you hinge forward. Pause when you're parallel to your mat. Deep breaths just here, lengthening the hamstrings into the calves. Pushing more weight into your toes than the heels. Next exhale, drop the crown of the head towards the floor. It does not matter how far it reaches to the mat. Let the arms just be heavy and just release, maybe shaking off the head. And really letting your shoulders just drop. It doesn't matter if you're here and your arms don't touch the floor, just relax into the pose. As you inhale, you're going to lift onto your fingertips and lengthen through your back body. We're going to slightly point the toes towards the corner of one mat. As you do, you're going to bend into that knee and try and get yourself as low to the side as you can. So that heel is going to stay as planted to the floor as possible. Meanwhile, the other toes are going to point to the sky. You're going to really lengthen through that other leg. If that heel comes off, which it might do, you can either again put a cushion underneath it, or you can just move the hands behind you and play with just shifting the weight back to lengthen through that calf. If you're not that low and you've still got those toes planted, that's totally fine. Just listen to your body. When you're ready, you want to shift the weight onto the other side. Those toes are going to point across to the corner and you're going to sink your weight down to the other side. Again, those toes might lift, that leg might lengthen. The heel might lift off, it might stay grounded. If you do need to move the hands, have a play around here. And just gently move from one side to the other. If you can, stay as low as possible. If you need to lift up and shake those hips off, lift up and shake the hips off. So carry on moving how it's working for you, either with your breath or just whenever you're ready to move across. I'm going to add another option in here. So you're going to hook this hand around your knee. So keeping everything to the inside of that knee, that hand's going to loop back behind you. This other arm is then going to stretch to the sky and you might stay just here. Added option, you can bind this. These fingertips are going to reach back to meet your others behind your back. Not for everyone, but just an option, just to make it a little bit more challenging, seeing what might work for you if you want to further your practice. So just having a play if that works. If your balance is totally not happy with that today, try it another time. It does not matter. Move when you're ready from one side to the other. And just take one more to each side until you come back to the front of your mat. You're then going to walk yourself around to frame that front foot, stepping back to your downward dog. Take quite a short stance for your downward dog, hips lifted, and just finding some very soft movement from side to side. So inhale to look up, step the feet between the hands, lift for your flat back. Exhale, forward fold, bring everything in. Inhale to the sky, lift tall, reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Finding your yogi squat, so however wide you'd like your feet to be. Sinking into those hips. Lifting from the crown of the head, sinking to the roots. Again, add anything underneath those heels if they're super lifted. And just try and stay here for as long as you can. Movement really welcome, stillness appreciated. If this gets too much at any point, drop to your bum and bring the soles of the feet together, your butterfly. Otherwise from here we're just going to take it a little further again, if and only if you would like to. So we're going to take one hand to wrap around that knee again, and it might be a seriously awkward movement, just see if it works. So you're really hooking the elbow around the knee, not over the top of it. So you've got it hooked in. This hand is then just resting behind towards the side body. The other arm is going to lift to the sky and it might just stay here. You might find some openness. It might want to reach back those fingertips to either interlace, or you can reach for the wrist if you've got more flexibility there. It's not for everyone, but just giving you another option if you would like it. Once you've finished with one side, you can have a play with the other. One might feel really accessible to the other. They both might feel really inaccessible. See what works just here. Find 5 more breaths wherever you are. And then we'll make our way down onto our bums, meeting everyone with the soles of the feet together, the knees heavy beside us, hands either on the feet or the ankles, and then lifting from the crown of the head. Draw an exhale to drop the chin to the chest. Imagine you're rounding through the spine, bringing the crown of the head towards the soles of the feet, creating as big a curve through the back as you can. You can use the hands to slightly draw you deeper. You can use the elbows to slightly push those calves down, knees just away from you, but not forcing anything here. Be really soft on your body. Really listen into your hips. Again, some cushions underneath those knees if you need them to make it a lot more soft. If your roundness only comes to about here, again, totally fine. Practice, practice, everything takes time. Gentle inhale to bring you back up to a seated place. Lengthening both those legs out in front of you. Pulling those toes just in. Fingertips just resting to the floor. Hugging and rolling the shoulders back. Your gaze is just down on your toes. And your breath is deepening through the nose. So from here we're going to place the right foot over the top of the left knee. Option to keep your left leg extended, or if you would like, you can tuck that in as well to make it a bigger stretch. Your opposite arm's going to hug that knee in. Your other hand's just going to place behind your back as you gently twist over that shoulder. So like in our last twisting class, you can use the elbow to push the knee away if you want to make that twist a bit deeper. If by hugging the knee in you get a really great stretch into that glute, I suggest hug the knee in instead, and you'll get a good twist and a stretch at the same time. Again, that left leg can be extended out in front. See what works just here. Deep breaths in to lift you. Exhales to hug that knee tighter, to twist a little deeper. 2 more breaths on this side. When you're ready, come back to the center, unhook those legs. Nice. So that other foot, I'm going with the left leg this time, is placing over that knee. Right leg can extend, or you can tuck it and hook it in. Opposite arm to hug the knee. Left hand is behind as you gently twist over the back shoulder. Again, not forcing anything. Lifting to the crown of the head. Hugging that knee in, or maybe you're pushing it away. Yogi's choice. So if that leg is extended out in front of you, it's exactly the same move, just maybe not as deep for that right hip. On an inhale, recenter yourself. Making your way down onto your back. And then from here, just taking your feet a little wider than the width of your mat. Your arms maybe out beside you or just down below. And you're going to drop your knees across to one side. So one knee's going to go wide as the other knee goes to the inside of the foot. Inhale to the center. When exhale, just gently dropping across to the other side. And then just finding almost like a windscreen wiper motion from one side to the other with your breath. You can pause for a few breaths. Or just let those knees continually up from one side across to the other. When you're ready to come back to the center, but no rush. Bring the knees into your chest. So from here, I invite you to find any other pose that you would like, anything that really benefits your back, your body, your hips, anywhere. I'm going to take a happy baby, so if you'd like to follow, do follow. That's either taking the soles of the feet, your ankles, or maybe your shins. Bring your knees as far towards your armpits as they want to reach. And just finding a very passive rock from side to side, backwards and forwards. Just be really free. A happy baby is what you are just here. You can kick those legs to really lengthen and just roll along the erector spinae. It feels great. You can hug one knee in as the other leg extends and find just a full rock from side to side. Just explore your happy baby how you would like to. I always say you can't do a happy baby wrong unless you're not smiling or laughing, or maybe even. So whenever you would like to, you can bring those feet back down to the floor. Extending the legs fully if you're ready to find your Shavasana. Again, do take any other poses or stretches you need. Let the hands fall beside you. Let the palms face up, bringing and encouraging all that new goodness into yourself. And when you do find yourself finally resting down onto your mat, find a few really, really deep breaths in through your nose, fully filling your lungs, feeling that lift, and then completely release out through your mouth. Fully inhaling, fully exhaling, and taking as many breaths like that as you would like here. With each exhale, soften and relax onto your mat. Feel your body become heavier along the floor. When you're ready to, just let the breath drift back to its own pattern, its own rhythm. And have this time just to let your body be here in each of these moments you have. In stillness, in quietness, as you let everything around you just drift away. Enjoying this time on your mat. Namaste.